From the critically acclaimed director who gave us such realistic films as Grave of the Fireflies and Only Yesterday, comes a film about raccoon dogs and their prominent balls. Yep. Total 180. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, back with another video for Studio Ghibli Month. And today we'll be reviewing quite possibly the strangest Studio Ghibli film I've seen so far, Pom Poko. And I'm gonna definitely need some help with this review. So joining me on this very interesting experience is my good friend Majikura from SugarPunch Design Work. What's up, man?
Hey, thanks for having me, Tony. Although I'll admit I'm a little out of place here with my limited knowledge of Ghibli films, but I'll do my best from an outsider's perspective. The movie focuses on a community of tanuki, or Japanese raccoon dog, as they struggle to fight against the modernization of Japan that's threatening to take away their homeland. Now, I want to stress that tanuki and raccoons are two completely different things, because unlike their dumpster diving cousins in America, tanuki use trickery and magic to sort through their garbage.
Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Out of all the Studio Ghibli films I plan to watch and review this month, Pom Poko was the one I was looking forward to the least. Not only because of its strange and bizarre concept, but also because of its prominent display of tanuki balls throughout the film. And let me tell you, they do not disappoint in this area. I can't even think of a single moment or scene where I did not see some tanuki balls in my face. And sometimes they would blow it out of proportion and make me go, really? My goodness. It's kind of hard for me to take you seriously when you display so much balls in my face. There is so much balls in this film, it makes gay porn look mild in comparison. But regardless, it is Studio Ghibli month, and this is a Studio Ghibli film, so I have to see it. And after seeing it, I gotta say, guys, even though the balls did distract me, this is actually quite a poignant film, and I expect no less from the guy who gave us such poignant films like Grave of the Fireflies and Only Yesterday.
Thankfully, I'm already familiar with tanuki lore when I went into this movie, but for those of you who aren't, this movie does a pretty good job at introducing the tanuki's illusion and transformation powers, their culture, and their whimsical and playful personality. There's even a really cool scene where a tanuki elder is teaching the younger tanuki about humans, except they're using an actual tanuki folktale. And this is ironic because that very same folktale was invented by humans to teach other humans how to deal with tanuki. Now, the tanukis are tricksters, and all their pranks and antics get them in a lot of trouble. So, thankfully, they have magic and transformation abilities to bail them out. Yeah, Majikura makes a very great point that this film is just bursting with Japanese mythology. Although, for an American audience, it's gonna be pretty hard to understand what's going on, especially when it comes to, the tanukis and their balls. You care to go into a little bit more detail there, Majikura? One of the first things you're gonna immediately notice going into this film is the prominent tanuki balls. While I don't believe I need to censor the tanuki balls, this is a YouTube, and their policies change as often as a harem protagonist gets slapped in the face. Tanuki have traditionally been known to have gigantic magical balls, and in this movie, they utilize them in tandem with their transformation magic to play some pranks on the humans as a means of scaring them to try to stop the incoming threat of modern-day Japan from taking away their forests. And I gotta give props to those cops, man, because if I saw a tiny furry man with balls that freaking huge, I would GTFO out of there and just say, nope, I quit.
You are most definitely not alone in that sentiment, Majikura. If I saw gigantic furry balls falling from the sky about to land on me,
I would have been out of there in a heartbeat. Pack your bags, kids. We're leaving. We're never coming near this land ever again. You made the point clear, Tanuki. We will never touch the land. This is all yours. We will never intrude. We learned our lesson. Just don't come near me with your gigantic furry balls ever again, please. No more, no more. Okay, I think we talked enough about the Tanuki balls in this film. Let's actually move on and actually talk about the film and dive balls deep into the story. Damn it!
Although for a movie about tanukis who just want to party in the forest all night, there's a lot of scenes that involve politics and meetings. There's the Republican tanukis who want to go to war and forcefully exterminate the humans, the Fellowship of the Scrotum that goes on its quest to find the tanuki transformation masters to aid them, and then there's this nerd who promotes coexistence with the humans and studies them, but never does anything. These town hall meetings seem to take up 50% of the movie, only to be interrupted by quick montages of the tanukis actually forwarding their plans.
Now the story here, while understandably strange at first, is actually very interesting, engaging, and quite poignant. It gave off a very documentary style feel, especially with the narration throughout the film, and the fact that it depicts Tanuki lifestyle before the industrialization. It kind of chronicles their journey through it all. It's told from their perspective, which I found very interesting. And you can make a strong argument that the story of Pom Poko is actually an allegory of the old ways of Japan versus the new ways of Japan, and how the old ways are struggling to survive and fighting for every inch, but inevitably get consumed by the new ways and quickly forgotten, which is kind of tragic. In fact, this whole film doesn't even feel like a comedy drama, it feels more like a tragedy. And yes, I know many of you are going to point out that the film is mostly an environmental message warning about the dangers of industrialization and how it affects the wildlife that once lived on the land that we procured and started building houses on. I got that. It was sounding clear. But for my money, I don't think that was the main message that the film was trying to convey. It's more of a product of what the main message is, and that is the reason that we keep destroying the forest and taking the land away from the creatures of the forest is because we've forgotten our old ways. We forgot that we're supposed to live in tune with nature. We're supposed to live side by side with nature and not take away from nature. This message is further supported by the film's ending. I'm not gonna give it away, but let's just say some characters forget their old ways, adopt the new ways, and continue the same destruction that ruined their lives to begin with. The characters here are so intriguing and unique, not only based on their appearance, but also their different perspectives and ideologies of how to handle the humans invading their lands and taking it away from them, as Majikura stated earlier. And for me, this clash of ideology is some of the film's best moments, as neither side is inherently wrong, but they're not right either, and it's interesting to see them debate amongst themselves as to what form of action is the correct action.
Although I think my favorite part of the movie is the scene where the tanuki perform a Yokai Parade, which involves them using their illusion magic to turn into ghosts and spirits from Japanese mythology, in an attempt to scare the humans out of town. This scene is excellently animated, and it's really cool to see the, back then, modern day depictions of classic Japanese ghosts. I'm personally a fan of the Inugami Rainbow Jet formation, but the best part is that even someone that is not as versed as Japanese folklore and mythology as I am can still enjoy the scene for the psychedelic imagery and cool monsters.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there, Majikura. That parade scene was visually stunning. The Studio Ghibli magic at work.
Now, I watched this movie in Japanese with English subtitles, and admittingly, that was a mistake. Because this is a Japanese movie with Japanese folklore made for Japanese people who already know all the songs and customs and traditions and stuff like that. Us confused gaijins are gonna be baffled as to why certain folk songs don't exactly have lyrics that pertain to the scene that they're actually in. I took a small peek at the English version, and I'd say they did a pretty good job at localizing everything to make it easier for an English-speaking audience to understand. And now I kind of wish I saw the movie in English the first time around. But hey, the Japanese version has Megumi Hayashibara.
Oh yeah, Majikura, you missed out. This is actually the best English dub for a Studio Ghibli film I've heard thus far. And the reason for that is because they actually hired some veteran voice actors to provide voices for these characters. And they put 110% into their performances. I mean, you got the likes of Clancy Brown, Treese McNeil, Kevin Michael Richardson, all these incredible voice actors. Freaking J.K. Simmons is in the film. All of them do really good with their voice work and conveying emotion and capturing their characters perfectly. If there's one tiny complaint I can make about the English dub, is that the lip syncing was a bit off in some scenes, but understandably so. This was extremely difficult to sync.
I'd say it's an enjoyable film for those of you who are really into Japanese folklore, and as well as the people who are not completely rebuked by tanuki testicles. It's not a movie that I would watch multiple times, but I don't regret watching it. So it's pretty decent. Overall, I give this film a... Yes, Mario is wearing a tanuki suit, so that means he is flying with his ball. Out of 10. And I'm Majikura, the harem anime reviewer. And peace, YouTube.
Now, while sitting here thinking back on this film, I can't really think of any real issues with the narrative of the story or even the characters involved. I mean, I would have liked to see more character development with some of these characters, even though they were given some ounce of character development, but it wasn't really the main focus of this film. The main focus was about how they are struggling to survive in a modernized Japan. That's where the focus lied, and it was handled masterfully, which I've come to expect from Takahata. He's a fantastic director. And yeah, sure, I did take issue with the whole tanuki balls throughout the film, but that ties into Japanese culture. So it has relevance to not only the story, but also to its audience. Not really a major issue. So honestly for me, this is an incredibly hard film to place, because while I don't consider it to be an epic masterpiece, even though it doesn't have much flaws to it, I do think that it is a great and phenomenal film that has a lot of things to say and a lot of things to offer. And I guess that's why I'm going to give the film a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I do think that it is one hell of an anime film that definitely needs to be seen. Just try to look past the tanuki balls in your face. But as always, guys, we're not the end-all be-all opinion when it comes to Pom Poko. We would love to know what you guys thought about the film as well. Did you absolutely adore it? You think it's one of the best Studio Ghibli films ever made? Or did you find it really boring and dull, and you didn't really like that there was constant tanuki balls in your face? And let me know, what is the most bizarre thing you've ever seen in an anime film or anime series? Comment below, let me know. I'm actually pretty interested to see what type of comments you guys are gonna leave. And I want to take this time to personally thank my good friend Majikura from SugarPunch Design Works for joining me in this review, man. Thank you so much, and please go check out his channel. There'll be a link in the description and a link at the end of this video. And stay tuned, more Studio Ghibli month videos coming your way. Probably some movie reviews, some anime reviews, lots of work, as always, guys. But if you would like to support the Black Critic Guy just a smidge more, help me out to do all these videos, why not donate to my Patreon account? Link is in the description. And if you want to send me any fantastic fan letters or fan art like this subscriber sent to me yesterday, you can send it to this P.O. box right up here. I really like this. It's very fitting because it is Studio Ghibli month. You see Totoro, Mew, and I, and we're just like, Totoro, what you doing here? So thank you so much for sending this to me, my friend. And as always, if you would like to see more videos on this channel, be a part of the Black Critic Crew, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. And I'm Tony Watt II, the Tanuki known as the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.